Well, that didn't suck too bad, actually. Hey everybody, Looks into Swirl here. New day, new cup project. As promised, we are going back to the November Mr. Nola's Glitters Wanderlust box. I said I would do something with these foil vinyls and this one glitter I didn't get to use in a different video, and the purple jewel tone craft vinyl that they included in the box. I'm not so sure about that. I'm going to try and use it for a decal, but it's already given me a lot of trouble with the cutting and the weeding and all that, so I don't know. We'll see. But anyway, when I usually wrap vinyl on a tumbler, I tend to go horizontally. But these foils that they send along are not set up for that. They are set up for vertical. They were printed this way. So we are going to do a half and half cup with vertical vinyl, and then the other half will be glitter. And I've decided to leave the cup naked. It won't make a difference with this. It won't show through. We'll see how it looks with this. I don't know. I've already picked, these were the two larger pieces of vinyl, and I went with this one because by the time I trimmed it down to, this is a 30-ounce skinny straight size, I still had most of the detail left on the vinyl. And I had enough to make it look interesting. Whereas I felt if I trimmed this one down, I'd lose all of this up here if I did that, or I'd lose all of this down here, most of it if I did that, and then there would just be this big thing in the middle of not much of anything. So I'm gonna use this one. Like I say, I've already trimmed it down. It will be trimmed a little more once I get it on the cup, but this will be easier to work with. And we will start by trying to put our vinyl on. And as usual, it will be tricky because it kind of involves starting in a straight line and hoping it stays in the straight line. I'm going to start by pulling back a little of the vinyl, expose some of the adhesive. Come on now, behave yourself. There we go. Just expose a little bit of the adhesive and then see if we can get this on as straight as possible. Always the trick. I can see it, it looks straight, and then when I push on it, not so much. Yeah, all right, that's pretty good. There may be some trimming at the end. There may be, okay. Now we peel back the backing paper and ta-da! Yeehaw! All right, now I'll do a little trimming. This is my cup edging tool. I will link to everything below where I got this and everything else that there's a link for. I won't be able to link to this, but I will link to Crafty Thrivin LLC where this comes from. They probably have other versions. I do see a bubble. Let's see if I can get it up here. Okay. There we go. That wasn't too bad. All right. There's one side. Let's see if I have any on the other. Nope. It's all good on the other. Okay. I'm going to start at one seam, work to the other, push it up against, are you in frame? Okay, push it up against the cup and turn at the same time, thereby slicing a nice even strip off. Okay, and there's that. Okay. Now this will take off too much off the top. I don't want that much. So I'm going to try and freehand it, which is insane, but I'm going to try it anyway. I do not have high hopes for my freehand abilities here, but I'm going to give it a shot. Well, that didn't suck too bad, actually. A little bit more at the end. All right, yay me. Okay, half the cup's done, yay! And we'll leave a tiny bit of my foil showing. Like that. When I use electrical tape, I tend to stretch it as taut as possible just to get a good, not just a straight line, but a good seal. Piece of parchment paper out to catch the glitter. I think I'm going to put this in a cup just so it'll be slightly easier for me to control. And I do mean slightly. There we go. That is beautiful. Look at that. Oh, so pretty. Problems, problems, problems. Oh, it's beautiful. I kind of like it. Put that here on my Dollar Tree paper towel stand. Let the Mod Podge dry. Okay, so I'm gonna let the Mod Podge dry, and then I will take this outside and spray this portion certainly with matte clear spray to seal the glitter on. Bring you back, we'll apply some resin. It may take 2 coats, I won't make you watch both. And then when the resin is dry and the cup is smooth and ready, we will go to the decal portion. So stay tuned. Hey, we're back. All right, I totally did not turn the camera on. I was putting epoxy resin over this. Apologize for that. I will tell you that because of how, you know, this glitter is not chunky, but at the same time it's not fine or ultra fine. And the pieces that might have laid flat if they were chunky and I patted them down did not. So this was actually really thick, this section. I put 2 layers. Each layer is 30 milliliters of resin. I didn't even put any on the bottom. So it's all here on the cup, and it's 2 ounces of resin on there just to cover it up, but it's a nice smooth surface now. That's where we are, and now we're gonna put on our decal. This, I've had so many problems doing this tumbler. You know, you get a vision, you think you know what you're doing, you think you have it planned out, you're so wrong. You're just, nope, not happening. I found a pirate graphic that I thought would be great, and here is what it actually looked like when I bought it from Etsy. So yeah, it looks kind of cute. Whether it was this purple vinyl that came in the MNG Wanderlust box, or user error on my part for not having the right cut settings or being sucky at weeding or whatever, this is all I could salvage of the graphic in that purple jewel tone vinyl. So I decided we were gonna make a Franken-Decal. I'm gonna put this on first. I'm gonna cover it up with a thin layer of UV resin, let that cure, and then I'm gonna put on a water slide for the rest of it because I could not make it work altogether. And if I just made it all a water slide, then we wouldn't be using any of that beautiful purple vinyl that came in the box. And that was sort of something I wanted to use. So this is how I'm going to approach it. We'll see if I get it to work. I admit I have never done a water slide over a vinyl decal before. You know what, before we even do that, let's do the easy one. On the bottom here, before I put any resin on the bottom, which will happen with the next layer, I'm going to just go ahead and put on our little passport stamp, showing that this one was from the November 2021 Wanderlust box. Our trip to Cape Cod, Massachusetts. Yeah, okay, here we go. Just gonna go ahead and put it on. All right, yay. All right, so now UV resin out in the sunshine to cure. Meet you back here for the water slide, and I am going to put in here in this portion of the video a mini tutorial about exactly how I seal my water slides because people have asked me to show what I talk about. So here we go with that while this cures out in the sun. Okay folks, I've been asked to be more specific about how I seal my water slides, so I figured I'd do this here. We will go through each step. There are 3 layers. The first layer, I use my Rust-Oleum 2X gloss clear spray paint, and I spray 1 layer like this, back and forth, then sideways, then circles. Okay, that's 1 layer. Then I cover it up so the bugs can't get in there and stick to it, and I let it dry for 15 to 20 minutes, and then we'll come back and do the next layer. All right, we're back out here 20 minutes later. I'm gonna do the second layer. This is also with the Rust-Oleum gloss clear, which is almost empty, but I have more. So exactly the same as the first layer. This way first, all across the sheet, and then this way, and then circles. And then I put this back on just to keep out bugs, dust, whatever. And we wait another 20 minutes, and then we do the third and final layer. All right, we are back. It's been 20 more minutes. We're going to do our third and final layer now. For this, I am switching to my Plastidip Glossifier. I will link to everything below, and I don't go quite as heavy on this layer. This stuff will gloop up if you use too much of it, get it too thick. So on this third and final layer, I use the Plastidip Glossifier, back and forth, long way, and then short way. I skipped the circles part, and that's it. I'm gonna let it sit 20 more minutes, and it will be ready to go. See you back in the craft room. And we're back. The UV resin I put over this is cured, so we're gonna move on to our water slide and try and make this work. It may not. I kept everything the same in my Cricut design space from when it was all one thing. So in theory, this should all fit with this. But you know, this printer may have changed things, the cutting may have changed things, just enough to throw it all off. So, like I say, it's a Franken-Decal, and we may end up with it looking like a Franken-Decal. This is my Hippoo, H-I-I-P-O-O, water slide paper that I use pretty much all the time now. And I'm going to just drop it in water and let it soak till it's ready to come off. Alrighty. Releasing from the backing paper, so let's water on the cup and see if we can get this to line up. I sound so enthusiastic, don't I? Let's see if I can get it to work. Oh my gosh. If something can go wrong, it will. It absolutely will. And I'm not going to start cutting the water slide apart to make it work. I'm not that invested in having this be perfect. I confess. You know what? Looks good. I'm going in. There we go. My first Franken-Decal. That's not, it doesn't suck. This may be the cup that As long as it doesn't go below the "it doesn't suck" bar, we should be okay. Yay! Okay, the other thing I wanted to do at this point, before I put another layer of resin on it, maybe I won't put it back on that, I'll just put it here. I want to put pinstripes. This is my other opportunity to use, oh, for heaven's sake, just stay. To use the beautiful jewel tone purple vinyl is to put a pinstripe on both sides. I don't really think it needs it, but at the same time, we haven't used much of this purple vinyl, so I'm gonna go with this. This is what we're gonna do. Whoop. Okay, now we do the other side. If you're wondering, I am using the thinner of the two stripes I made, or the two strips I made with Cricut Design Space. This, the thin ones are, I think, 0.15 inches wide by 11.5 inches long. And I have thicker ones here. These are 0.25, so a 1/4 inch. But I think the thinner ones look fine. Okay, we have our decal on, we have our pinstripes on. I am going to put Marabou Rainbow Alcohol ink in the final layer of resin. We're about to do the big reveal, so here we go.